Carlos, how long would it take for my website to rank? I found an SEO expert that I can trust, but all he's telling me is to have patience. I'm ready to stop paying for Facebook ads. I'm ready to stop paying for my billboard ads and get that ROI from free organic Google ads. But how long will it take for me to rank? This is hands down the most popular question I receive from business owners, hands down. And to tell you the truth, patience is not the answer. Why? Because Google is an algorithm and there are a specific set of rules and criteria that will determine the actual time frame it will take for you to dominate your set of keywords or to dominate your entire area and be number one. So without further ado, let's answer the question in deep detail. How long will it take for me to rank? Let's get right into it. First of all, on average, if you're a local business that's serving a local area, whether you would be providing services or products, if you want to rank for geo-targeted keywords, meaning keywords that have specific cities mentioned in them or locations mentioned in them, roughly on average, it will take from 6 to 12 months to rank and see results, meaning it will take you from 6 to 12 months to get from no rankings to dominating the first position on Google in the 3-pack and in the organic listing on average. That's the rough rule and the rough time frame you can expect. Now, depending on the keyword difficulty and other factors that will kind of really determine how long it will take for you to rank, it might be less than 6 months. And if you're in a city that's really competitive and if your niche is kind of really competitive, it might take you longer than 12 months to rank. And I'm going to help you figure out how long it will actually take for you to rank. Now let's talk about the main determining factors that will determine how long it will take for you to rank. The first factor is obviously, are you ranking a homepage or an inner page? How old is your domain? Secondly, how many resources are you willing to put into it? How many resources, links, and the average amount of monthly investment you're willing to invest in your website to make it rank. Now, next is really about how many referring domains you already have. And most importantly, how well your backlinks are themed for the keyword or keywords you're trying to rank for. And we're going to talk about this in deep detail in my next coaching videos, because this is one of the most important factors that is crucial for you to understand as a business owner if you will be hiring an SEO expert to work for you, or if you will be doing search engine optimization for your website yourself. Really, the final factor is this: what type of domain do you have? Is it an EMD? Is it an PMD? Or is it a branded domain? Meaning, an EMD means an exact match domain, meaning that you have the exact keyword that you want to rank for. So let's say you're trying to dominate the area of San Diego, and if you're a roofing company, your domain is called SanDiegoRoofers.com or SanDiegoRoofingPros.com. That kind of domain is an exact match domain. Now, a partial match domain is a domain that has some form of the keyword that you're trying to rank for already mentioned in the domain. Meaning, let's say you want to rank for, once again, the same city, San Diego, and if you're a roofing company, your domain might say something like bestroofingcompany.com or precisionroofingpros.com. So the keyword roofing, if you have some form of the keyword already mentioned in your domain, that's the highest form of relevance. And I'm about to prove that to you right in a second. Now, finally, perhaps you have a branded domain. If you have a branded domain, it will take you usually more resources to rank, because if your competitors have some form of the keyword that you're trying to rank for in their domain name, they will ultimately require less resources to rank that you will need to put into your website. And that's simply the truth and how Google really determines the relevance of your website. Now we're going to dive deep into all of these factors. Now, are you ranking a homepage or an inner page? See, the point is this. If you're ranking your homepage, the homepage is usually the center of power. It's where most links will be pointing to. Usually, if you choose to rank your homepage, it will be way easier for you to do that because, once again, the homepage is the center of power. Now, if you're serving multiple cities, multiple locations and you're providing multiple services, it might not necessarily make sense for you to rank the entire homepage for every single city or every single service, because you will be simply better off by focusing on optimizing the 5 main elements of the on-page, just like we talked about in my on-page training video. And that requires you to optimize the URL. So if you want to rank for multiple cities, you want to create inner pages for every single city and every single service. Now, if you go that route, ultimately you will require more resources because you'll have to power up and theme your homepage in a way that will pass the link juice to the inner page you want to rank. And you'll have to send links to the inner page to get it ranked as well. Now, domain age is one of the most important factors that you will also have to consider. And one of the most simple ways to kind of determine how old your domain is to see when it was registered. Now, if we type in one of the kind of example keywords called San Diego roofing, which I believe gets over 480 searches a month, this is a short tail keyword. But if we just take one of the top ranking websites, we will be able to see, if we go to godaddy.com/whois, this is one of the tools that you can use to simply see when your domain was registered. Now, domain age is a crucial ranking factor that Google really values, because usually the older a site is, Google views it as a more trusted site because it has simply been there for a longer time. Now, if you've just created your domain name and just built your website, it will ultimately require more resources and more time to get ranked than a site who is registered in 2005, let's say. Now, if we just take a look at the number 1 site that's dominating the city of San Diego for roofing, you will see that it is registered in 2001. Therefore, it's over 18 years old. Now, a domain that's almost 20 years old will have a huge advantage over a site that has been registered 5 months ago. Now, the third factor will really revolve around the idea of how many resources you're willing to invest in your website. What will be the monthly investment you're willing to dedicate to grow your site's link profile, to build links, to build citations, Web 2.0 properties, and do whatever it takes to grow the resources that your website has. Now, the fourth factor is really how many referring domains you already have, meaning if you've already built a site, how many websites that are relevant and trusted by Google are pointing to your website or the inner page that you're trying to rank. Now, if we just take a look at the number 1 site that's ranking for San Diego roofing, once again, what we can see here is that it is an exact match domain. Now, surprise, surprise, if you've seen my on-page video, the 5 golden rules for on-page SEO, you know exactly why this domain is ranking. Why? Because it has the exact keyword in the domain name, which is the keyword in the domain is the biggest factor that you will have if you've chosen the domain the right way. Now, once again, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a domain with the exact keyword that you want to rank for in it. But if we just take a look how many referring domains this website has. And by the way, this tool is called Ahrefs. It's one of the leading SEO tools we have in our industry because it has the biggest link index out of them all. Now, if we just take a look at the amount of referring domains he has, that's over 68. Now, ultimately, this website, since they have the exact keyword in their domain, they will not require as many resources to rank. And when it comes to referring domains, think about them as unique votes to your website. So if, let's say, 68 unique websites that are about roofing or that are trusted news sites linked to your site, that will be 68 unique links that are pointing to your website, that power your website up. Now, the second huge factor is how well themed their backlinks are. So since they have 68 unique referring domains pointing to their website, we can check their backlink profile and see how themed their backlinks are. So if we just take a look at their backlinks, and if we take a look how well themed their site is for San Diego, you can see that a lot of their links mention the actual city they want to rank in. The city of San Diego has been mentioned over 83 times in their backlinks, in the titles and in the URLs of their backlinks. Now, if we just take a look at how well themed their backlink profile is for roofing, we can see that they have a healthy backlink profile that is themed well for the keyword roofing. So if you want to rank for San Diego roofing, you'll have to, it's no longer enough to just get generic links from generic sites that have nothing to do with what you want to rank for. You have to get links that are relevant to the keywords that you want to rank for from relevant sites that have relevant backlink history. And now, when it comes to the other factors that you might have is really, we've basically covered all of the major factors that will determine the time frame it will take for you to get ranked. But the final one is really keyword difficulty. And this is really judged by, honestly, the more search volume a keyword has, usually the more competitors will try to rank for it, because a lot of people are looking for the services they provide. So there are main two types of keyword types. There are short tail and long tail keywords. Usually the longer the keyword is, the less searches it will have, because it's simply not as popular as keywords that are brief, short, and to the point. Now, I've used the Google Keyword Planner to get some of the keyword types out there. So for this specific instance, I use the city of San Diego, and the niche will be roofing. So as you can see, San Diego roofing, since it's a short tail keyword, it gets over 480 searches a month on average. Now the second keyword is a bit longer, and of course it gets less searches because of that, because it's less popular. The keyword is San Diego roofing contractor, that gets over 110 searches a month. Now the long-term version of these keywords is roofing companies in San Diego, CA. This specific keyword gets typed in over 40 times a month. And as you can see, it has the lowest search volume out of these three keywords. Now, just to illustrate my point that longer tail keywords have less competition, we will do one simple thing here. So we will take the most competitive roofing keyword in the San Diego area, and we will type in one specific command into Google. And what we will do is this. If you go to Google and type in the keyword that you want to rank for, and if you type in quotation marks around it, this will allow you to see how many websites are optimized for this specific keyword in the area that you want to rank for. Regardless of the niche, whether it will be mold removal or moving services, or regardless of the area that you want to rank for, you can use this specific command. So we can see here that there's over 15,000 results that are optimized for the keyword San Diego roofing. And you can see it here. It's San Diego. This site has the keyword San Diego roofing in their title, in their domain, and in their meta description. As you can see, some of the competitors are Yelp. And of course, these guys have the keyword San Diego roofing and San Diego roofing in the page title and in the meta description. Now, if we take some of the longer keyword, which is of course San Diego roofing contractor, which is a bit longer, we can check how many sites are optimized for this keyword right now. So we do the same command. Now, as you can see, there are way less websites that are optimized for this keyword. Why? Because it's longer, it gets less search volume, and of course, because of this, there are less sites that are optimized for it. There are over 5,000 websites that are optimized for this specific keyword for their homepage in the 5 homepage elements I've talked about. Now, if we take a look at the longest keyword out of these 3 that gets the least amount of searches a month, we will of course see that instead of 5,000, there are only 3,000 websites that are optimized for this specific keyword on their homepage. Now, what does this mean is, whenever I talk to business owners, I always encourage them to find someone who could rank them for longer tail keywords first. This will allow you to rank faster, and of course, if you focus on the long tail keywords first, you will build up the resources, rank in less time. So usually, once again, it depends on all of these factors, but if you listen to me and focus on the longer tail keywords, on average, you will require less time to rank, and it will usually be around the 6-month mark, because you're simply focusing on keywords that will bring you business, that will make your phone ring, but they get less search volume, they are longer, and therefore less websites are optimized for them, and therefore it will take you less time to rank because you will require less resources to do that. So once again, the average time frame it will take for you to rank will depend on all of these factors. The first one, just to recap, the first one is, are you ranking the homepage or the inner page? If you rank the homepage, it will take less resources for you to get ranked, therefore you will require less time to get ranked. Domain age, secondly, is a huge factor. The older your domain is, the more trust it has from the perspective of Google, and therefore you will require less time to rank on average. Now, thirdly, how many resources are you willing to put into your website? The more investment you will be willing to dedicate into ranking your site, the faster you will get results and the faster you will get ranked. Now, how many referring domains you already have? The more resources and referring domains you have already pointing to your website, the less resources you will require to rank, and of course the time frame of getting ranked will be shorter. Now, how well are your backlinks themed for the keywords? We've already covered that. Now, really one of the biggest factors that will determine the time frame is your domain an EMD, meaning is it an exact match domain? Is it a PMD, a partial match domain, or is it a branded domain? Meaning a branded domain does not have any keywords that you will be trying to rank for in the domain. Now, finally, it's keyword difficulty. The longer tail keywords you pick, the less websites will be optimized for them, and therefore you will require less investment to get ranked for them. Now, always pick your keywords strategically. Focus on the longer tail keywords and work your way up to the more competitive keywords and the shorter tail keywords that get more search volume that will give you more business. Once again, these are the main factors that will determine the actual time frame it will take for you to get ranked, but on average, the rough averages is, if you're a local based business that has a website and you want to rank in a local based area, on average, roughly, it will take you from 6 to 12 months. Now, to answer this question more accurately, once again, you have to take all of these factors into consideration. Now, finally, whenever I talk to business owners who want to dominate their city in the search engines, I always like them to imagine that, remember, your website is like a snowball. Meaning that the first city you take over for your niche or your industry will be the hardest city to take over, because you have to build up the resources for your website to get ranked. But once that is done, once you've gathered enough unique referring domains that are pointing to your website, once you've built that foundation of unique referring domains and you've themed your backlinks well, and you've siloed your website properly, and you've done the homepage exactly as I showed you, the next city you take over or the next set of keywords you take over will be way easier. Simply because remember that your website is an asset. The more resources you put into it, the easier and the less amount of time it will take for you to get ranked. This has been Carlos. Thank you so much for watching this coaching video. Now you know exactly what are the main determining factors that will go into answering the question how long it will take for you to get ranked and reap the rewards of ranking on Google organically. Thank you so much.